This is my audience. Let's begin. Artificial intelligence is a topic of utmost importance in today's current society. Artificial intelligence is broad, undiscovered industry, and will propel us into as a society into the coming future. Most people think of artificial intelligence as data sets from the Matrix, like portrayed here, or better yet, like an evil scientist trying to take over the world with his evil AI robots, which hopefully won't happen in my lifetime. The first question we need to ask ourselves is, what is artificial intelligence? See, you can classify these into three subgroups. 1, hardware, 2, software, 3, data. So first, hardware. What is hardware? To put it simply, hardware is the system that allows the actual system inside of the casing, like say my computer, to run. So like, take my computer for example, there's the backing, there's the screen, there's the keys, there's the thumb drive, etc. This stuff allows the software and the data to run inside my computer. However, without it, the software and data is useless, and vice versa. So, let's talk about the current status quo. The current status quo is in a stalemate of hardware development because the big tech companies are still trying to develop new and improved pieces of hardware called chips. Because they can't develop these new chips right now, the chips are reliant on the software, which is reliant on the hardware. So it's kind of in like in a loop. So once they develop these chips, then we'll be rolling, but they can't do it right now. And this is the reason why they're in a stalemate. What exactly is software though? So software is like the credit card that you use at the self-checkout machine to buy all your groceries. It's the actual function itself, maybe not the card itself, but you know the process, when it says processing and then it prints out the receipt. It's the actual payment, the course of action that the software is. Now last, what exactly is data? To put it simply, data is just information. Information that the software and hardware compute and then they do with accordingly. So, how can we use artificial intelligence in society? First, we can use artificial intelligence in healthcare. People are most likely going to say, really, healthcare? Like, you know, going to the doctor's office and they give you scanning once a month, depending on your age. Well, yes, even healthcare. According to the NIH, quote, in the field of healthcare, there is a rising rapid burden that causes sickness, disability, even inefficiency in the healthcare system. So, end quote. So what does this mean exactly? Well, there's a clear need in terms of a problem that the status quo is not providing for, and we have the solution. To be understood, or is the least a certain extent is concerning, the world just went through the COVID pandemic itself. So we should be able to understand how healthcare can improve, at least. Now practically, what is the way that we can implement AI into systems exactly? Well, there's a process called machine learning. Let me tell you a story about a grandmaster chess player. We'll call him Lucas because frankly, I don't remember his name. He was some Russian guy, pretty much too long for me to actually say without butchering. So we'll call him Lucas. And now it's pretty obvious that Lucas isn't your average guy because not your average guy, well your average guy isn't a grandmaster chess player. So there's Lucas, and then there's a second character in the story. We'll call him William. William decided to create a third character, specifically an AI, called Bessie. And of course this is a true story. This actually happened in the late 80s in Russia. So William was really confident in Bessie's abilities, to the point that he contacted Lucas, the Grandmaster, and challenged him to 10 chess games where he would use Bessie and try and beat him, considering that he programmed Bessie to be able to play chess, which is crazy to think about, especially since it was the 80s, better yet the 2020s. Yet, this story takes a turn in a very interesting way. So the first game commences, the Grandmaster plays 5 turns and instantly checkmates Bessie, right? Which is expected because if you're a Grandmaster, you should be the best of the best in the world. However, they play the second game, pretty much the same. He only takes 8 moves this time instead of 6. The third game, there's vast improvement through the AI and etc. until they reach the 9th game. The 8th game previously, they went to a stalemate. They went to a draw. Specifically, a draw in chess is where you're not able to checkmate the opponent and they're not able to checkmate you. It's not possible. So the 9th game, finally Bessie actually wins this match. And you're thinking, how does machine learning work with Bessie and in AI in general? So how machine learning works is an artificial intelligence, in this case, plays 1 game of chess. They learn from their mistakes. They play a 2nd game. They play better. They learn from their mistakes again, and so on until they improve to near perfect status. So, of course, we can use this for the inefficiency in the healthcare system. However, we can also use this in agriculture. So, think of a random third world country. First one that comes to head, we'll say Ethiopia, Honduras, other third world countries. What's the main problem in the world? One of the biggest problems that the world has to address in the 21st century is the food crisis. There's not enough food for everybody to be fed as we're populating the earth. And mainly this is because of inefficiency in the agricultural system. So we can use machine learning and AI specifically to automate specific vehicles and etc. as some of the as the center of as McKinsey Global Institute specifically puts it. Second place that we can do this is in manufacturing. And the McKinsey Global Institute specifically states how manufacturing is being run around in China and through child labor and specific horrible atrocities that China's committing. Yet we can fix this by manufacturing at home using machine learning and data processes to make it as cheap as possible and make it as advantageous to do it at home. Now third, we have the education system. So the education system, according to the Center of Curriculum Design, can be used for other data processes to do grading in different aspects like that. And so machine learning can pretty much be put into any sphere itself. So now in conclusion, every century has its defining moments. The 19th century has the abolishment of slavery, the railroad system, the invention of the light bulb, etc. The 20th century, let's think about that. We have the First World War, Second World War. We have the fall of the Berlin Wall. Now let's think about the 21st century. So far we have COVID-19. If you want to count the horrible atrocity in 2001, yet we can turn this into a positive light and show how artificial intelligence can propel us through the 21st century in a new light, and how we can make vast breakthroughs using artificial intelligence. Thank you.